Massive, massive spoiler for Season 4 if you did not watch that episode, but we are champions of Romania, which means in Season 5 we are going on a little bit of a European tour. I'm hoping financially we have a bit of a budget to be able to do that. So financially we have about £1 million to spend of our transfer budget for next season. I say next season, this season, Season 5, our first European adventure with FC Arges. And we've already spent a little bit of it already. That is on Brazilian attacking midfielder Diego. Now, we don't play attacking midfielders. However, he can kind of play on the wings. So what I'm thinking is we train him up to be a right winger or maybe a left winger. I'm thinking on the right. Just seems to, I don't know why, but it just seems to fit for me there. Anyway, we are now going to jump forward to probably the end of the transfer window. I think that's what we normally do in these videos. We'll jump to the end of the first transfer window, see what business we have done. With the £1 million to spend, we might do a fair amount. Right then, on September the 10th, we are already up into second place in the table, which is good. However, we have drawn a couple. We've lost a game as well, but let's take a look, firstly, at some of the transfer business that we have done, because we've spent some money. Not a huge amount of money. We've spent about £150,000, but we have spent some money. We've actually repurposed a lot of it into our wage budget, because I feel like that's where we need to put it. We have made a permanent signing of Thomas Povelson, joining from AAB. Played a fair few times for us last season. £25,500, which is a bargain. We've also spent £105,000 on Octavian Valdeanu, might be his name, a 30-year-old Romanian goalkeeper who's not going to play. He is our most expensive signing that we have done this season, and we're not going to play him. He's literally brought in because he's Romanian, because we're starting to run out of them. And now flying through the free transfers. Dennis Ashu is a player who has joined from TWD Bamenda. He is a Cameroonian under-20s international defensive midfielder. Free transfer, you can't go wrong. One for the future. One for now is Alexandru Pantea, signed from FCSB. Like I said, once again, free transfer. A versatile fullback. We needed a bit more depth, and like I said earlier, we need more Romanians. Obviously, he's clearly Romanian. One cap as well. This one was a bit of a mistake. We signed Mexican goalkeeper Abraham Romero, but now we've loaned him straight to Girona. The reason why this was a mistake is because of registration rules, which is why we bought the Romanian goalkeeper as well. Romero was going to be our number 2 goalkeeper. So I'm kind of okay with him loaning him out. We're actually getting some money for him as well. He might even make this move to Girona permanent, I think. There's a potential, there's a future fee in there of nearly £500,000, which is really good for a player who cost us literally nothing. We've dipped our toe back into the African market with Patient Wasu, who's a 23-year-old Cameroonian left winger, signed from Coton Sport. Looks very good. Maybe not as good as we potentially need for a European adventure, but he's still only young, 23 years of age, 4-star potential. Maybe there's some room to grow. We've also signed a Brazilian right-back. It says he's a centre-back. He's a right-back. He's not very good as a centre-back, although he's not very good as a right-back, is he? Jose Teodoro is 18 years of age, and we brought him in and then loaned him out to another team in Romania. He might be good. My scout said he was good, and now they don't think he is. Apparently, I think they're an exciting young prospect. 4-star, possibly. One for the future again. One for now, and a player who probably we didn't need to sign is Sufanet Munienta, who, if you have played Football Manager for the last 4 years, maybe, you probably know of this guy. He's a superstar in Thai football, I believe. 68 caps, 33 goals to his name, 25 years of age, striker. He is going to play. He is registered. He's able to do it. He's scored twice for us already. However, I want to loan him out. I feel like we don't have the space in our squad to play him at the moment. So, yeah, he's in. He's probably not going to be here all season. Another Romanian to join is Nicolae Paun, 28 years of age, 3 caps as well to his name, formerly of Sepsi. Actually a very good ball-winning midfielder. And we've got another defence midfielder to show you who is he's ridiculous. The fact that we've managed to bring him to Romania is ridiculous. And that's Tyler Morton, formerly of Liverpool. He got released by Liverpool. His contract was up. Yes, he's 24, which is probably why they released him. He was never going to make it at Liverpool. But for us, he's an absolute superstar. He's going to be a deep-lying playmaker, 24 years of age. The only concern I've got is he does have this £3.3 million minimum fee release. That's very difficult to say. And the match highest earner clause. I didn't want to put that in, but he basically went, that's the only way I'm joining, because we could only offer him a maximum of £7,000 a week. He wanted 12. We've somehow managed to give him just the most ridiculous contract, but Tyler Morton is here. Tyler Morton might help us going forward into Europe. You've also probably spotted we've been knocked out of the Champions League at the first time of asking as well, which was a defeat against Ludogorets, but we did manage to win one of the games, so we lost 2-1 on aggregate. It meant we dropped down into the Europa League, which we did okay in, beating Punic from Armenia 4-0 on aggregate, 2-2-0 victories. Problem is, straight after that, we then lose against Sparta Prague, which means we do drop into the Europa Conference League. And it's the most ridiculous Europa Conference League group thing, which we kind of obviously will deal with that when we hit kind of January, when we come back for the January transfer window. I'll show you what's gone on. I'm confident that we can finish maybe in between 9th and 24th. That's my hope. And from a league perspective, you can see things have started off actually quite well. A 4-3 win, a 1-1 draw. We went undefeated. In fact, we didn't drop any points in August, winning all 5 games. But then September rolls around and we've started to lose some games. But we're scoring the goals. That's the main thing, I think. We're scoring the goals. We're just defensively a little bit weak. I'm not sure what I've clicked there. So we are still fighting on 3 fronts with our Arges side. Obviously, the Romanian First League, we really want to be winning that. We really want to be winning that. We're in the Europa Conference League. I've not got a huge amount of hope, but this is kind of a season for building coefficient points. That's one thing we really need to do with Romania is build some coefficient points, hopefully climb us up the coefficient rankings, get 2 teams into the Champions League, maybe even 1 team straight into the group stage. In the Romanian Cup, I'm hoping we can win it. I don't think we're going to, but I'm hoping we can. And the Romanian Super Cup, we actually lost. So, yeah, we're the runners-up in that. Anyway, we're now going to jump forward to the other side of the January transfer window, and we're going to see how well we have done. However, before we do that, quickly, I've just forgot, didn't tell you who left the club, did I? Victor Kanazai has left the club, signing for Maccabi Petach Tikva, maybe, in Israel. Not for a huge amount of money, but I felt like we kind of replaced him. £240,000, decent bit of profit. But the big one leading is Athankoti Makaba. He has moved over to Al Weda in Saudi Arabia, of course it is, for £1.7 million, potentially rising up to £1.9 million. So it's a decent bit of money to cash in on. There's also some other sort of deals going on here, mostly kind of fringe players that we weren't really going to see. Rizi, I think, played a lot in the first couple of seasons, but he's gone for £115,000. Jacques Ndai has gone out on loan for the season as well. Obviously, did quite well last year, but I thought, you know what, we probably don't need him, so I've loaned him out for the season as well. Right now, we're going to jump forward to the end of January, I guess. Maybe start of February. It's mid-February, isn't it? Because Romania's weird with their transfer windows. We'll come back in a second. You can tell I've not recorded one of these videos in a while because it's actually the 17th of December. It is the winter break. That is when we normally come back for the winter break. And we are currently second place in the table, joint on points, but we have 3 games in hand. Because of Europe, we've got 3 games in hand. How have we been getting on in Europe? Where are we? We are down in 17th place in the Europa Conference League. Obviously, we can ignore the Champions League, Europa League, don't care too much about that. The Romanian Cup, we are into the quarterfinals, semi-finals maybe, by the looks of that, which is also very, very good. From a player's perspective, we've got a lot of goals being scored. Ferdi Droif up there with 15. We've got Sankara also on 14. Kamara on 13. Lots and lots of goals from these 3 players, which is very, very good. I am concerned by some of those. FCSB are not signing him. Sankara is wanted by Altai. That one might be a little bit harder to push away. Ferdi Droif, obviously nobody wants him because he's a 29-year-old Dutch striker. But he's doing the business for us, getting loads of goals. 8 in the league, 2 in the Europa Conference League, 1 in the Champions League, 1 in the Europa League as well. What have we got from an assist perspective? Tyler Morton with... It's not Tyler Morton. Oh, it's Tyler Morton, sorry. Tyler Morton with 15 assists. 15 assists, 6 goals to his name. I've had to retrain him, force play him as a deep-lying playmaker because I asked my assistant, they kept putting him as a centre-back for some reason, I don't know why, but Tyler Morton getting the assist, which is really good. Somebody else to mention as well is Cosmin Pop. Now, he's not playing a huge amount of football, 7 starts, 1 goal, 1 assist, but he is our first and only real good youth player that's come through our youth intakes throughout the course of this save so far. He's getting game time. He is 18. Probably needs a new contract. He's on £20 a week. Diego as well is also now a fully fledged right winger, which is good to see. He's not really putting in the numbers that I want though. Only 4 goals and 3 assists in all competitions. Maybe Diego's not the one for us. Maybe he might be good. They reckon he's now 5-star potential. He might be good in the future, but maybe because of the formation we play, he just does not fit it. It might not work out for Diego, you know? So, because we have qualified for the knockout round, or the playoff round, sorry, of the Europa Conference League, we can see how we've got on. We only played 6 matches. We played Shukpi of Macedonia, North Macedonia, that is correct. A 4-0 win, which is expected, I think. I would expect us to beat them anyway. Losing to Trabzonspor, not ideal. Getting battered by West Ham, not ideal. A draw with Rijeka is not perfect either, but that's a massive win. That is absolutely huge. To beat Genk 3-2 shows that we've got a little bit of fighting power. We don't know who we're going to be playing in the knockout round just yet. So we're going to jump forward to the end of the January transfer window, where we will see who will play. We might even have played this match. I'm not quite sure when we come back. But yeah, let's go forward to the next bit. Right, normally we would talk about transfers, which we will get to in just a second. But we have managed to get through the knockout playoff round. We beat Hearts eventually. A 1-1 draw in the away leg. A 1-0 win in the home leg, which means we are through to the round of 16. There are seeded sides. We are clearly not going to be seeded. We are unseeded, along with AZ Alkmaar for some reason. I mean, I guess whoever we get is going to be difficult, isn't it? I want to steer clear of teams like Atletico Madrid, West Ham, we know can batter us. I'd take Rijeka. I'd really take Rijeka. Even Legia, I think we could do that. Transfer business then. Leaving the club, we've only got rid of 4 players on loan deals. Matthias Kite is one of them, going out on loan to Universitatea Cluj, because we just weren't playing him this season, basically. He's dropped down the pecking order. He's 29. We probably never play him again. Dennis Ashu has also gone out on loan. He's gone back to his native Cameroon to sign for Coton Sport. He needs some game time. He's not real game time, as the kind of Football Manager counts it as real game time, but it's still going to hopefully improve him into a little bit better of a footballer. Joining the club, a couple more free transfers. And by couple, I mean one. It is Jessurun Raksaki, who is formerly of Crystal Palace and spent a few seasons out on loan at various clubs, actually played for Chelsea as well. And you might be thinking, but he's English, he doesn't count as European. He's also part Ghanaian, which is one of the reasons why I really wanted to sign him, because I thought, you know what, he's part Ghanaian. He's now probably going to be replacing Diego on that right-hand side. There was logic to this signing. Also, to kick off the calendar year, it's not gone particularly well in the league. A couple of wins against Cluj and Craiova, but then a defeat against another Craiova team, the other one, and then 3 draws. Cluj, Hermannstadt and Arad. Draws are not good for us, but we are still in second place. We have just 1 game in hand now. Ferro Costanza have leapt above us into first position in the league. We're going to jump forward now to the end of the regular season, where, I mean, it's almost guaranteed that we're going to be in the top 6 of the table, isn't it? Yep, we are in the top 6, which is kind of what we'd expect, but we are in second place, 1 point behind Ferro Costanza, 1 point ahead of Sepsi, 2 points ahead of FCSB. It's actually very tight. It is very tight in that top 6 in the Champions playoff. I'm not massively confident. We should be good enough to win, but I'm wondering how well we've done in the Europa League. I don't know if we've even played anything in the Europa League yet. I'm wondering how well we've done in the Europa League, because that could be a massive distraction. So it was Legia that we drew, and we drew 3-3 and 2-1, which means we are through to the quarterfinals of the Europa Conference League. We don't know who we're going to be playing yet, but we are through to the quarterfinals. Ferdi Droyf scoring a goal in the 99th minute. A Sankara goal in the 90th minute. What a final couple of minutes that was. We were almost out of the competition. Sankara scoring in 90, Droyf scoring in extra time, sets up a quarter-final. I mean, the next time we're going to see us, we are jumping forward to the end of the season, where we're going to obviously see who wins the Super League, who we're going to get knocked out by in the quarter-final, because there's going to be some big sides in there, surely. Who's still left in the quarter-final? I mean, can we see? It is Atalanta, CSKA Sofia, ourselves, Trabzonspor, Servette, Genk, Atletico Madrid and West Ham. If we're looking to go to the end, CSKA Sofia. If we're just looking to pick up points, I don't know. I mean, CSKA Sofia, Servette and Genk, I think are the 3 sides that, if we had to pick one of those 3, I'm hoping to avoid literally everybody else. We're going to jump forward then to the end of the regular season. And I'm going to say this as if I know what's going to happen. We're going to jump to the end of the European competitions as well. So we're going to see where we get knocked out and see who actually wins the Europa Conference League. It is the 22nd of May. We have not won the league. We've actually finished 3rd place in the league. That's not ideal. That is certainly not ideal. We've qualified for the Europa Conference League. Fair enough. I mean, the real question that I've got is how far did we get in the actual Europa Conference League? Because we got knocked out in the quarterfinals by Trabzonspor. I mean, okay, fair enough. Knocked out by Trabzonspor. That's I'll take it. What happened? I'm not convinced we put in a good performance, guys. We lost 8-2 at home. 8-2. How did we lose 8-2? We didn't even get bad ratings. We got Diatra sent off after 22 minutes, but we were 3-0 down at that point. We were 8-0 down. 8-0 down after 63 minutes. And then we scored 2 just consolation goals, 1 in the 86th minute from the penalty spot. I imagine Trabzonspor, they're a good team, okay? They're a good team. So all in all, I don't know whether this is a successful season or an unsuccessful season, but we've done all right in Europe, which I guess is kind of a key part for this, is we're not expecting to win things. We're not really expecting to win anything in Europe for a good maybe 5 seasons or so. But the fact that we've done well, we've picked up a decent amount, hopefully decent amount of coefficient points, which we will take a look at now. So, coefficient points, Romania, where are we? We are down in 26th. We are losing a 6.25, and we are gaining a 6.625. So, it is an improvement. It's a long way to go. We're actually dropping down. We're actually dropping down to 27th. So, what does that mean? That means no, that's not what we're after. We want this one here. 27th place means nothing. It means exactly the same. We need to be there. We need to be 15th. That is our goal, to get 15th place in the coefficient rankings, because then we get 2 teams possibly into the Champions League. 10th is the dream. 10th is really the dream, but it's a very, very long way to go. We need to have some good seasons in Europe, and arguably, we need to hope that Sepsi and Faro Costanza also have some good good performances in Europe next year, because it can't all be based on how well we do. We need other teams in Romania to do well as well. That's going to do it then for this episode. Next season, what are our objectives? Our objectives surely have to be win the league and do well in the Europa Conference League. Get to the knockout rounds again, get to the round of 16, I guess maybe even the quarterfinal like we did this year. That would be perfect.